For the latest action figure news, check out Toy News International and marvelousnews.com, link in the description below. Thank you for the continued support to our online shop and YouTube channel. We are giving away a Marvel Legends Wolverine action figure once we reach 700 subscribers. Toy Collectibles here for an action figure review. Today, we are looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends 2022 Retro Carded Apocalypse. He comes in the large deluxe retro carded packaging. Here he is besides the retro card of the Rhino action figure. As you can see, they are exactly the same size on the side as well. Here is the packaging besides a regular 6-inch action figure, the retro card of X-Men Iceman. Here we have Apocalypse out of the packaging. One thing that you can notice immediately is the difference in terms of his hairstyle. Now there is some blue paint on the top of his head. In terms of the paint wash, only on his face can you see any kind of paint wash. On the forehead, on the cheeks, on the nose, and his eyes have a wash of red and somewhat yellow. Different kind of neck piece compared to the previous Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse and the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure. In terms of his body, this is a new torso with blue here, and most of his body is actually painted purple. These lines are sculpted. This belt is sculpted with the A as color blue. As you can see, it is removable as there is a swivel on the waist. In terms of this arm, this is the same arm Marvel Legends has always used for Apocalypse, wherein the veins are popping out. So in terms of this piece on his wrist, it is similar to the Build-A-Figure, but with less details. So the nuts and bolts are gone. Here we have his legs all purple, and this is the same as the Build-A-Figure piece as well. Again, like the one on his wrist, there is less details on this one and less wash. In terms of the product number and copyright, it's underneath his feet instead of the usual on the side of his legs. This is good because it is not noticeable anymore. Grabbing the Age of Apocalypse, you can see that the copyright and product number is on the leg. Although this action figure did not come inside a VHS box type of packaging, we can see that this is inspired from the X-Men animated series. However, he does not have the cell shading which those figures usually come with. Here he is besides the comic book art. As you can see in the comic books, he is more of blue and dark blue in terms of the costume color. His skin tone is consistent with the animated series and the comic book art. Out of the packaging, the pipes are not attached to him. This pipe is not bendy wired. It is more of a soft plastic that you can bend a bit, but it will still go back to its normal straight shape. Attach this one with the bent end on the back, and here to near the wrist, attach that one to that hole, and do the same for the other piece as well. I noticed that for some reason it does not stay inside the holes when you articulate it, so just try your best to, when you pose it, that it's still attached. You can move his arms freely, as you can see, but there are instances wherein when you pull, the pipe gets removed from his body. In terms of the pipe, it is not shiny silver, it is more of a plastic-like gray. So here we have him complete. Apocalypse first appeared in X Factor number 5, published June 1986. He is one of the first mutants born thousands of years in ancient Egypt. His popular quote is "survival of the fittest," wherein he only believes that the strongest is allowed to live. He is one of the major antagonists in the X-Men animated series. In the series, it is shown how he can alter his molecular structure in any way that he likes. So he can form any weapon. And also, it is shown in the animated series how Apocalypse can change his height or size according to what he wishes. In that series, it is also shown how he transformed the X-Men Angel to one of his horsemen as the Angel of Death, Archangel. In modern comics, he was part of the governing council known as the Quiet Council of the nation of Krakoa. He is in the seat of Autumn, consisting of himself, Professor X, and Magneto. They represent the three greatest traditional and historical heads of mutant society. He comes with an alternate pair of closed fist hands. He comes with a pair of open palm hands out of the packaging. There are some lines on it, sculpted lines, but there is no paint wash. In terms of the pipe, you can plug it in differently, wherein the bent end is on the other side, which is close to the hand, and the other one on the back. It will still articulate, but it does look strange having a bent part near the hand. In terms of his alternate hands, he comes with a weapon, so remove this part completely and replace it with the weapon. Attach it in. Well, this weapon has only black, purple, and orange color. So there would be a part where it would snap in. You just need to position it accordingly. I just follow what it is shown in the product shots in the website. Then you can attach. Where is it? Let me just check. Okay, it doesn't want to peg in properly. So peg it in there. The hole should be pointing outward the hand so that you can plug in the pipe. As you can see here, he now has the cannons, which has 4 holes, 2 small ones and 2 big ones. You can plug in this blast effect on one of the bigger holes. It only allows you to have one of these blast effects on one hole. I mean, in terms of the big holes. You can use other blast effects from Marvel Legends as well. Here are the small blast effects. You can plug it in to these small cannons. This too has a different size in terms of length. The other one is longer than the other one. As you can see, it is best to put the bigger blast effect on that particular cannon instead of the other one, which would like get tangled with the rest of the blast effects. Again, the pipes get removed easily. You can move the cannon on the other hand as well, so it can plug into any of the hands. Here we have him with the claw that comes with the deluxe Archangel action figure. It fits perfectly because, as mentioned a while ago, this is the same body mold of the Build-A-Figure Apocalypse, so his accessories would plug in easily. Here are the Apocalypse blast effects besides the Phantom X blast effects. They are exactly the same. Just a quick comparison between the Age of Apocalypse head sculpt. Here we can see a different skin tone, wherein the darker Age of Apocalypse, and his hair is different as well, wherein it is more like solid in terms of design, unlike this one which has cut in the middle with some blue texture. Here we have the torsos, very different entirely in terms of design. The shoulder pads are different. You can see here that it is attached inside, so it is not meant for you to actually remove the hands, but I just tried removing it so I can see how this shoulder piece is attached as well. Beside the original Build-A-Figure Apocalypse, you can see the difference in terms of the shoulder pad and design of the torso. The shoulder pad is attached on top instead of inside. The belt of the Apocalypse is also different as well, the design. In terms of the neck piece, it is shaped differently and designed differently as well. It is not just a repaint. So this is a completely new torso compared to the other Apocalypse. In terms of the legs, it is different in terms of the boot, because this is the boot from the Build-A-Figure Apocalypse. In terms of its arms, it is exactly the same, just painted differently, or they use a different kind of color of plastic. To see it clearly, just remove that piece and you can see it's exactly the same. In terms of the fist, Apocalypse comes with a pair of closed fists, and here him besides the Age of Apocalypse one, you can see it's exactly the same, just different color of plastic. Also in the open palms, it is exactly the same. Though I think the Age of Apocalypse hands is better because it has a better paint compared to this one, which just had a plain purple. Again, it is exactly the same as the fist of Colossus, Age of Apocalypse, except for this one, which is the open palm hands of Colossus. It is larger than that of Apocalypse, and it is like more open in terms of how it is. So here you can see the similarities of the sculpt done. So it is just painted differently for Apocalypse. I dismantled Apocalypse, and here we can see that he is just the same mold as the Build-A-Figure. Now putting the Build-A-Figure part with those parts, you can see how different it is. It's like Thanos wearing a blue exercise shirt or something like that to an effect. It doesn't look good at all because it's really a mix of colors, especially the bright purple. Here is the angry face. In terms of this angry face, it is very loose. For some reason, it doesn't want to stay still on the head. I'm not sure whether it is the same case for the Build-A-Figure head. Here we have the Age of Apocalypse head. As you can see, it still looks weird. Here's are the other head swaps for reference. The action figure is 20.5 centimeters or 8 inches tall. According to the X-Men Jim Lee trading cards, he is 7 feet tall, making this figure just the right size. But in comic books and in the animated series, he does frequently change his size according to how he wished to be tall. Here are some Marvel Legends size comparison, beginning with Wolverine and Cyclops, Spider-Man No Way Home, and the new male body mold Vulcan. Here he is besides Jubilee and Jean Grey. Here he is besides Rogue and the Marvel Unlimited exclusive Captain Kate. Here he is besides the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man and Spinneret. Here he is besides the Amazon exclusive Doc Ock and Silk. Here he is besides Bishop and Cable. Here he is besides the Build-A-Figure Caliban and Mr. Sinister. Here he is besides the Age of Apocalypse, Colossus, and Apocalypse. Here he is besides Archangel. For some other 6-inch scale comparison, the Mafex Wolverine and Cyclops, the Mafex Psylocke and Gambit. For some 7-inch scale comparison, Sabretooth and Juggernaut from Diamond Select Toys. In terms of articulation, his head can move from side to side. He can look up, he can look down, his arms can extend that far. He cannot do a full 360 because the shoulder pad prevents him from moving upwards. He has a bicep swivel, he has single jointed elbows, his wrist can swivel, cannot hinge when the wristbands are there, so you need to remove the wristbands in order for you to hinge his hands forward and going back as well. He can crunch forward, then he can crunch backward as well. The sculpted lines does not actually continue when he is crunched that far. He has a waist swivel here. He can do a split, surprisingly. He has a upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees. His feet can hinge forward and back, and he has an ankle rocker. A lot of people missed out on the Build a Figure Apocalypse, so this was like the second chance on getting this iconic X-Men villain. The good is the head sculpt. It is well sculpted, and in terms of paint application, it is well done. There is shading and there is an enormous amount of detail. The cannon is just okay in terms of the accessory, but as Apocalypse, you would expect that he would have more type of alternate hands, since he can alter the molecular makeup of his body. I am looking forward for the Diamond Select Toys version because he has a drill and a mace, which are the usual weapons of Apocalypse. In my opinion, with the price hike, I would expect more in terms of the paint as well, because this is plainly painted. It's just purple and blue without any kind of wash. I was hoping they pay homage to the original Toy Biz Apocalypse and include those type of accessories. However, with all these flaws, I can still see this action figure selling out just because he is in a retro card packaging and he is a major X-Men character. Thank you for watching. Please check out my other videos in this channel. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and ring the notification bell.